Alrighty guys, out here using Death by Yellow, aka treflan. Not many guys use it anymore, but it works good if you don't mind running it and incorporating it in. Gotta let it agitate a little bit because got also running Syncor in with it, and that's a dry product they dump in it. So you gotta kind of let that agitate just a little bit. Treflan is a root inhibitor, I think is what they call it. And it does something to the plants where it can't make the roots grow, and then in turn it doesn't it obviously can't take up any nutrients and the plants die, so can't put it on beans. It's got like a 10-month growth, or 10-month residual for corn. So if you every other year you can plant corn, or you can plant corn a year later. Oh well, seems to be working pretty good. Today I'm just barely running the disc gangs, just barely touching the ground. Got 3 sections of 4 nozzles on here. 4 on that wing and 4 there, and then on that wing we got a double one on the outside called fence row nozzle, just get an extra heavy rate on along the fence row there. I'd tell you the rate's what we're running, but I can't remember what we are running. Got a bypass valve in here for the hydraulics. It'll flow too much hydraulics for this pump, and it'll make too much pressure for the smaller boom size we have. That pump I think could run probably a 60 or 70 foot boom, but it was just whatever the fertilizer dealer had and would fit up with the hydraulics alright, and so we run a lot of it through the return. I got 3 solenoids here to shut each section of the boom off. Strainer, there's the master on and off. Or no, that ain't right. That's the flow control there. I got a little switch in the cab. I can adjust the pressure for the gauge right there. I usually run about 27 psi, which it just depends on how fast we're running and whatnot, but right now to get the rate we want I need to run about 27 psi. That's probably good enough. Thing ran good for planting season, then all of a sudden we had a few leaks here when it time to put treflan on. We got a couple leaks in the tank we got to fix tomorrow. There's nothing more exciting than watching liquid flow into a tank. I'm being sarcastic if some of you guys can't tell, so. Tank's about full of yellow death here. It's probably good there. Run it over the first time. Comes out the vent in the top. already. Running M3 here. Now I'm only going to take 2 and then 1 section of the round's a little packed right there. Pull up there and load trucks and everything else. Oh, flashing lights want me to line up better. See, I'm in the red there. Now I just got the one wing putting it on. I like that pump a lot on this thing. It's a hydraulic driven pump, obviously, and pretty easy to work on. The only thing is kind of a pain, you can't, which is probably like this about it, like about any pump, you can't, obviously you don't run them dry, because then the seal, it'll eat the seal up pretty bad in the pump. Then we had that happen last year, it started leaking, but pretty easy to put in. It's kind of a different type seal. I can't even remember what they called it. There was a like two ceramic seal or something. It had 2 extremely smooth surfaces just running like this against each other, and that's what sealed it. And so kind of a different way of doing it, but it works good. Couple sets of end rows on here so that I can turn, man. None of you guys don't think that I wouldn't stop and help my dad load the planter, but he told me to go ahead and work ahead farther with the soil finisher so that he can put end rows on and everything. So if I was farther ahead of him, I would stop. Had some guy get upset at me last summer for my dad stacking hay while I drove the tractor. But he failed to listen to the video and say that when I said that Dad offered to stack the 4th cutting hay, that is sure a bright colored chemical. You can see it coming out of the nozzles plain as day. Pretty easy to tell if you get a nozzle plugged. Oh, and there you can see here's a switch right here for adjusting pressure. And back there's the gauge. Pretty simple setup for spraying, not terribly complicated. It sure works good. But that'll probably about do it here, so thanks for watching.